Incarnation of Domination. The Incarnation of Domination.
Welcome everyone to the Incarnation of Domination, but this week is a big one. It's the beginning of 2023, so the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast will declare our top 5 figures of 2022, and Mark and I will also do non-wrestling figures. So we'll start.
Woo year.
Well, Brian, are you going to start with your number 5? Or do you have anyone have honorable mentions?
I did.
have
actually
an honorable mention.
I made a whole list of honorable mentions.
A whole list?
I made a whole list.
A whole list of honorable mentions. Okay.
I mean, I have a ton, but I didn't put them down.
Yeah,
honorable mentions.
I think there's a lot of honorable mentions. I think you get one.
Well, I made a list, and I can do it in under 30 seconds. Here we go. Boss Fight, Taya Valkyrie. Super 7, Matt Cardona. Elite 97, Chainsaw Charlie. The Ultimate, Roman Reigns. And the Unmatched, Jade Cargill were all my honorable mentions. Very, very, very great figures, but not in my top 5.
Okay. My honorable mention, it was one. Superstars, Hulk Hogan. I love the Superstars line.
Yes.
Okay.
I think their depiction of Hogan was spot on with the tan. I love what they're doing with this line. I love everything about it. I love that has this sparked Powertown to say, you know what, fuck it, we're going to bring back Remco's, perhaps.
I bet. That had a lot to do with it, yeah.
And you had to start with Hogan, and I think they absolutely nailed it. But just honorable mention, this was a tough year.
Yes.
Tough year on wallets. You know, tough business on families, tough year on wallets.
I was having a hard time, we'll get to it, but picking the worst. There really wasn't like, last year we had that Ember Moon. It was like too easy.
I got two,
it was hard to pick the worst.
Yeah,
There's not like one that's like.
What year was that Edged with the skin-colored shirt?
I might have
that last year?
Him and that Ember and Moon and that Edge. And
man.
And maybe that Braun too in the street clothes were all. But there wasn't like a clear cut like, holy cow, that was horrendous. Like there wasn't something like that, you know.
All right. Well, without further ado, number 5. So I think, you know, who your number 5 is, why you chose it, stuff like that.
Okay. My number 5, 2022. Ultimate Doink the Clown from the New Gen Arena set. I mean, I love Matt Bourne Doink the Clown, so there's that. Something I just never thought we'd get, like an Ultimate Doink the Clown, you know, through the fan voting was a way to get it. And it all shaked out, you know, pretty spectacularly. And I think it's just so toyetic. The deco is unbelievable. They give us the hammer, which is like above and beyond what you would ever expect. All the heads, the hands, soft goods jacket. Pretty phenomenal figure. I think my one little thing, and this is good, this is like the dumbest little thing. I don't like that both those Doink and Diesels don't have tape to seal the boxes. That's my one little thing.
So my number 5 is also from the Mattel Creations New Gen Arena, but it's Macho Man Randy Savage. I chose this for a couple different reasons. One, iconic look. We haven't had that look before. Also, the 2-in-1, the head that has the headpiece attached. Another big reason for me, I was at WrestleMania 10, so sentimental purposes. But
Totally.
The real reason I chose this, if it wasn't for this Macho Man and our plugging, I truly believe the ring would not have been backed. If they didn't add this early bird Macho Man in.
I do agree with that. I think not anything to do with us, but I do think if they didn't add this Macho, I think this never would have got done.
Yes. So this opens the floodgates, if you will, for more, you know, Mattel Creations fan. What do you want? Fan backing? Is there a term for this?
You know, it's making it a possibility.
Funding, fan funding,
crowdfunding. It's a cool
crowdfunding. That's it.
Option that we didn't have, prior to this.
Yeah, I feel like now. This was the first wrestling one. It's like sort of needed to be done.
But it's like almost like if you could think it, you can make it now, kind of. So where there's no limit.
But if something came up right now and it didn't get back, I don't think it'd be the end of the world. They just go back to the drawing board, try another
Right.
one.
If
Star
the first
Wars
one did, if the
doesn't
first
pass
one
all of
failed,
them. Multiple have failed on Star Wars. So
if the first one failed for wrestling, though, that would have been bad.
Yes,
because we know
exactly.
Mattel is like behind the 8 ball. Like they don't even have goddamn social media.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But what do you got, Mark, for number 5?
Okay, number 5. I picked the Blood and Guts John Moxley Kenny Omega 2-pack, the ringside
Okay.
exclusive.
Fair.
I think this might be my favorite of the Blood and Guts. I feel like it came out in a weird time. We just kind of like, this came out this week. It's really cool.
I think I was like the only one who had it and talked about it quickly, right?
Yeah, so it was like it was glossed over by us. People don't really talk about it, but it's sort of hard to explain. The packaging is gigantic. It is firm. The figures are posed. They're bloody. It's so. First of all, we talked about the Blood and Guts packaging being like some of the best packaging in wrestling of all time.
Yeah.
These are 2 top guys. The stuff that it comes with is awesome. The box, you literally could kill somebody with this box. It's so sturdy. It's just an awesome like centerpiece display piece, and the figures themselves are awesome. So I had to put it on the list.
Nice.
All right.
Number 5.
All right. And what the fans vote? Number 5.
The fans for wrestling picked Mattel Elite Collection Series 95 Shotzi Blackheart. I don't think any of us have this on the list.
That figure I saw mentioned a lot, and Mackenzie has it, and I've seen it like very up close. It's a wild amount of deco hits and stuff like that, so it is very impressive. I've like not seen enough of Shotzi to know like how
Right.
accurate it is, right? But it's very impressive.
I don't collect current superstars, so like my list is a little biased, I guess, in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, all of our lists are biased. I mean,
Of course.
we don't have every single figure. It's impossible to like compare that. So it's like,
But I will say, I will say this: when things come to ringside, I go out of my way to at least look at everything and kind of like,
Right.
you know,
Absolutely.
yeah.
All right, number 4.
My number 4, AEW Supreme Series 2, Malachi Black. This figure blew me away with the amount of stuff that it came with, and options, and the heads, and the horns, and the mask, the multiple soft goods. Like truly a supreme item, you know what I mean? Like living up to the name, where you can, you know, change to his trunks, change him to his shorts. I was still am blown away by it, you know. And then that's not even really getting into the deco and all his tattoos and that kind of artwork and stuff, was pretty nuts, man. Absolutely spectacular. And I think that figure still hasn't hit retail and is still, Ringside just got or is getting a new shipment of them. So like they'll be in more people's hands. So they'll find out firsthand.
That's crazy. It hasn't hit retail yet. I feel like I've had that so long.
I know, right?
Well, that's why I got to order through Ringside. Use code MAJOR to save 10%.
There you go, like a big boy.
Yes.
All right, my number 4. I just said earlier I don't collect current guys, but I broke that rule here. AEW Supreme Series 1, Cody Rhodes. Awesome figure. It's the first shot at this Supreme style. AEW, stepped up their game. I think with the 2-in-1 feature, you can really have 2 figures in one. I think that's a really cool thing. And we saw the Mattel version of this Cody Rhodes in their Ultimate style, and the AEW one's way better.
Yeah, it seems
the execution of the hard goods, and then you could take the arms off. It just, man, they really nailed it with this Cody. I love it.
Cool.
Okay, my number 4 is Broski. You said it. Superstars Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
Wow.
I love this line. I think that this figure like encapsulates the entire the vision of what this line should be. As somebody who at one point had 30 different Hollywood Hogan figures, this might be one of the best. So I loved it.
Wow, a lot of love for the Hulkster.
So we've talked about how great the Superstars line is. I felt like it needed to be represented. So there it is, number 4 on my list. And number 4 for the Major Marks, Mattel Ultimate Edition San Diego Comic-Con 2022 exclusive No Holds Barred 2-pack.
Wow.
Did you guys have that on your list at all?
Wow. Well, my number 3
Okay.
is San Diego Comic-Con, No Holds Barred.
All right, so
Hogan and
let's
Zeus
talk about it.
2-pack. Just an unbelievable representation. One thing, right? The presentation is unbelievable. And then I think this is just something what it represents, like a fantasy almost. Like who would have thought we'd get a No Holds Barred movie 2-pack, like in a real thing too, not even like a tribute. Like this is a full-blown
Right.
No Holds Barred, like branded pack, like
VHS
Funko,
box.
their ultimates. I mean, their ultimates with all the options, the hands and heads. Just nailed it.
Zeus.
Yeah. Even Hulk has a custom rip 'em hand. Like
Yes.
every attention to detail went into this thing. Obviously, packaging included. So
Perfect.
Loved
In my opinion, a perfect San Diego Comic-Con exclusive.
Perfect. Perfect.
It's been hard. It's going to be hard to top the past couple of years. The Slim Jim Macho, the Mr. T. Now this.
Yeah.
Um,
Been on a roll.
what's Mattel going to do? We'll find out.
the Brody? Just kidding. I was contemplating putting that on my worst.
Yeah,
list.
me too.
Yeah, but I didn't want to.
Yeah.
Pour more salt.
All right. My number 3. Zombie Sailor Heels and Faces.
Oh,
Jeff
man.
Jarrett.
3
Number
Holy
3.
smokes.
A figure almost 30 years in the making, the missing piece to the Hasbro line. The original concept art is out there. You look at the sketch, it was drawn in 1994. We're now in 2023. Obviously, this figure came out in 2022. So almost 30 years. The missing piece, Jeff Jarrett. It looks incredible. Everything about it. It fits in perfect with your Hasbros. Obviously, I collect all the zombie sailors. I'm in series 1, but it's a great figure. I love the orange card. And Jeff is a businessman, Jeff is a businessman. So I'm sure we haven't seen the last zombie sailor, Jeff Jarrett, but zombie, it took a long time for this figure to come out. This was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive pre-order in 2021. So it took about a year and a half.
Mhm.
There were some delays, but it finally came. It came at the tail end of 2022. And it's a figure that I've wanted for almost 30 years. So for that reason, and I also think it fucking delivered. So that's the most important part.
Here's a funny one, if you think about that. not to bury him anymore, but that figure pre-order, Major Mark's got a Series 2 Major Mark card with it. Right? We
do.
just said on this podcast
Honestly, until people started posting that, like pictures of getting it and getting the card, I was going, "Oh my god!"
we're finishing up Series 3, guys.
I forgot all about
Well,
it. Yeah,
we also were the ones who broke the news of this at our live show, Jimmy's Famous Seafood was on.
Yeah.
God, that
And-
feels like a lifetime ago too.
And we helped facilitate the deal with Zombie and Jeff, and just opening this figure, holding it in my hand. It's incredible. It really is. And yes, there's no action, but who was going to play the action anyway?
No,
Right.
those don't need it. No, come on.
Absolutely beautiful figure. That's my number 3.
All right, my number 3 is the ultimate Macho Man that came with the ring. Broski sort of already talked about it. There's nothing more I can add. It's an unbelievable Macho Man. I mean, he's so toyetic, and he got 2 ultimates this year, but I think that's the best one. So.
And 3 if you count that can be considered a 2-in-1.
It also comes with the announce table, all the stuff that we didn't even mention.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
true.
true. Unbelievable. All right, the fans chose for their number 3, the Major Marks Jazzwares AEW Unrivaled Supreme Collection Series 1, Cody Rhodes. So we talked about it. There he is, Cody Rhodes, on a lot of people's lists, I'm sure, this year.
My number 2 for 2022 is Brody Lee and -1 Ringside Collectibles exclusive. What else can be said about this? I mean, obviously, Brody was a dear friend of ours, and to have something like this to represent him is pretty powerful and special. And I think it's just as powerful and special for the wrestling fans that appreciated his work to have something as well. So pretty epic, right? Like nothing's ever been done like that in the history of the wrestling figure business. So, and I mean, if we're going to Talk Toys. It's his best figure of the I believe of all the Brodies they've made this year. That it's for sure the best. The only way to get -1.
You get his son, -1, little Brody.
Yeah, so
which is awesome for him to have. And this is also number 2 on my list.
oh wow, cool.
Brody and -1. And when I reorganized my toy room this past month, I don't collect AEW figures, but some of them are so good that I need in my miscellaneous shelf. I have 4 AEW figures. Well, 5 technically. I have Is it 6? Yeah, 6.
Yeah, what do you have? I'm actually curious.
This is what I have. I have the Blood and Guts, Cody and Goldust, or Dustin.
Okay, that's 2 or 1.
That's 2 technically figures, right?
Sure, I wasn't sure how you were doing this.
And I keep that in package. To me, that's like listen, the formation of AEW changed the whole wrestling business, it changed the landscape. So I needed something to represent that. And I feel like that match, this is before AEW had the weekly TV, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's what kind of helped put AEW on the map. I have that. Yeah. I have this Brody and -1. I have a Tony Schiavone and I have an Owen Hart. That's it. That's all I have. And I have
you don't even have the Cody Supreme?
I do, but not on display.
Wow.
Ouch. Not on display.
Okay.
Well, so yeah, actually, speaking of that figure, I literally have it right next to me. It's not on my list, but my plan is I'm going to open this because my new rules for the AEW figures, I want the best version of each guy, and
it's
this
the
is,
best,
as
bro.
Brian said, this is the best.
The jacket and stuff. It's epic.
And then
not to mention what I didn't mention in my little spiel there. The packaging is so spectacular, like
so great. And then, I opened it as well, and I wanted to put that TNT title on him. And at first, I'm like, fuck, I got to hang off this jacket. Because and then I'm like, wait a minute. The AEW legs just pop off. Pop the legs off. Easy. Made the belt. It's amazing.
Two seconds,
great.
yeah.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, these figures are great. Looking at them right now. Yeah. All right, my number 2 is, we're on 2, right?
Yep.
Speaking of AEW, I put the Supreme Malachi Black. So
it's epic, dude.
I didn't put Cody on the list. I think it's awesome, but I did like the Malachi Black better. I thought that it's a little more toyetic.
There's just so much effort. There's so much effort.
Unbelievable.
Like effort you can't pass over. It's wild.
Yes. I feel like there's like a line that a toy crosses when it goes from like a toy to be like a work of art statue almost.
Yeah.
And I was just talking about that on those NECA Back to the Future figures that I was selling on Whatnot today, where they're like unbelievably real. But this Malachi Black it's like above an action figure almost.
That's nuts.
Yeah, really cool.
And the fans
chose for number 2 the Ultimate Edition Amazon exclusive fan takeover Shawn Michaels. That's one we didn't get to talk about.
Well, that's crazy because that is my number 1 figure of 2022 Amazon fan takeover Ultimate HBK Shawn Michaels. I just thought this figure was a home run. I thought it was like Shawn, we talk about all the time, Shawn and Macho and Warrior. They're just like these guys, and Hogan. Like we get so many, and I thought this was like a blaring missing one of this era. And I was just like, Shawn Michaels like my favorite wrestler at this point. So just really sentimentally, it took me back, and also it's a home run with the earrings, a lot of unique things we haven't got. It's an ultimate, the posability. It's pretty great. So,
well, by the way, still available on Amazon. If you're listening,
wow,
to this,
really
great,
unbelievable figure, Brian Myers, one of the foremost experts in wrestling action figures, telling you this is the best figure of the year. Still available for retail on Amazon right now. Prime delivery too.
Prime. Wow. $32.99. I'm blown away by that.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Well, my number 1 you could not get, and it was very hard to get, but it's from Mattel. It's the No Holds Barred San Diego Comic-Con 2-pack.
Okay. Awesome.
We discussed it. I loved that movie as a kid. I haven't watched it back in a long time, so I don't know if I would still love it. But the memories of it, the idea of it, I love, and I love the depiction of it in the figure form.
All right, my number 1. I'm surprised you guys didn't say Broski hates the ring tape, but I put the ringside exclusive Elite Mega Powers.
I love that set, but not
the tape ruined it for me. That hand tape,
hand tape really did throw me for a loop where it's like I'm not trying to be a dick, but everything nice we said about the Malachi Black, like that was like that's such a blaring, like missing huge detail. Like nobody.
Well, I'm 1,000% okay
nobody
with that.
fine tooth combed that. I feel like ouch, fuck.
Yeah, I can completely.
It's dude.
Ignore
Trust me.
that.
When I reset up my room, it's still gonna get prime
it's gonna
real
be front
estate, and
center.
I'm gonna use the
Yeah.
tongue out and the closed eyes and make it as goofy and toyetic looking. Not probably accurate, but neither is the tape. So who cares at that point?
Right. Well, that's the same thing. So I got that Miss Elizabeth to add to it, and I'm going to, when I do this rearrange of the room, find a premier spot to sort of display those figures.
We talk about backers a lot. This is a fronter.
Oh my
Front-
god,
front-
so good,
front
so
boy.
good. And you know what they did with the hand thing? It's just I love unique things and that's never been done before in toys, or at least wrestling toys.
True. Very
The number
true.
one figure for the Major Marks this year is the Ultimate Edition New Gen Arena Doink. We talked about it.
What? Wow.
Wow.
Number
I
one.
didn't see that coming at all, man. Actually,
It's
my
great.
wheels were just spinning. Going, man, they named everything. What could it be? Wow, that's epic.
So yeah, actually, that wasn't on any of our lists. Is there
No,
anything?
it was
to-
mine.
Oh,
It was in
yes,
my,
it was your
in my-
five, yes.
It was my number 5, but I was
Yes.
shocked that. Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Wow.
All right.
All right. So Brian is gonna, watch the baseball game now. When we talk about, let's just wrap up the
Oh,
list.
no.
How
Worst.
funny is it that Broski
Yeah,
thinks
we
it's
all
baseball?
decided to pick one worst.
Oh yeah.
I have two worse.
Okay.
Brian, you go ahead.
So, like I said earlier, this was tough to do. This wasn't like a clear cut. Oh my God, how did that happen? Like that Ember Moon or that Edge in the skin colored shirt. And I went back and forth, and there's some that I wanted to put on here where I thought about it. I gotta say, Swoggle's Cella is pretty bad.
It's up there.
It's up there, but I'm proud of him and I'm happy for him, so I can't do that to him. But after much thought and discussion in my head, I went with Ultimate Edition Jeff Hardy. It's just like
Whoa.
a Makina mashup that represents like nothing.
Yeah.
He's way too jacked, like way too jacked, where it like ruins the figure. And then this isn't my Mattel problem, but like the timing,
Right.
unbelievably bad. Leaves and gets suspended, so it's like, man, nobody cares about this. And they had already made a similar Jeff Elite that like
Right.
didn't need to be touched, and it was only
And this
year
is
and a
not
half
the
ago.
era of Jeff Hardy that's like, this is what we need.
yeah, that too. Like this is not like a big run in his career where you're like, wow, you need that, you need this one. Yeah, just a complete miss. And it's like, man, it's in that set with that badass Roman, so like you're just like,
Yeah. I have two. Elite 95 Jimmy Uso, which I am 100% convinced that it is Jay.
So that that was the other one that I batted around, but we have no like smoking gun proof on that, and the tattoos are correct, so that kept me from.
I'm talking the face, the actual face.
Right, I know, but I'm talking about why I wouldn't pick that as worst of the year.
My other runner-up, I tie these. LJN Darby Allin AEW.
Why'd you do that?
It's not a fucking LJN. It's in so many different pieces. First of all, it took forever to come out because it was It was like
I will
cursed from the beginning.
Yes, and I will say this: I recently had a Darby and a Cody loose, and they're the same height, and Darby's significantly shorter than Cody. So what was the holdup there? Like, what did they do?
Well, I think he was originally the size of a real LJN, like even bigger.
So, but they still didn't really like nail
Right.
it then,
Right.
Yeah.
And unlike an LJN, this is like in multiple pieces.
And,
Like
okay,
his
and another
waist, his
another
boots,
note.
his neck.
the Cody is way softer,
Yeah.
like close to an LJN, where this Darby isn't soft like at all.
Yeah.
So it's not even LJN like almost at all. So yeah, all right, good pick.
I put for my worst, and I feel bad saying this because I just said I love when figures try to do something unique. But I think it was just a big miss. The Elite Collection SummerSlam 2001 Undertaker ringside
was
exclusive.
Another one that I really, 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 really thought about. But
The whole thing is a little wacky.
Belly shirt, that no
The belly-
logo on the
the do rag is brutal.
Yeah.
My only thing to let it pass is that he has all the tats, and when you do pull the straps down and you pose it just right, it's kind of passable.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do love the idea of the straps down situation.
Yeah.
That one's like not jacked enough, right? He's just like
Yeah.
a very lean body. It's big head. It just doesn't look right.
All right.
All right.
So for this, broski, we don't have, this is the Major Wrestling Figure podcast, so we don't have to go super in depth. You want to just nail your list and say anything important? If
Sure. For honorable mentions, I had the Bandai Will from Stranger Things. They're kind of like the Fright feature, like Ghostbuster figures, and the Will, you squeeze his arms or his legs or something, and he goes upside down. It changes to the other Will. That's just
cool.
an honorable mention. Number 5 on my list is I don't even have this yet. Okay. I could not get it at San Diego Comic-Con. It was the Mattel Jurassic Park Outhouse Chaos set. So it had the T-Rex and like the guy taking the number 2 on the toilet.
I need it bad.
I really
the lawyer.
The lawyer
always gets killed, guys.
I could not get it at the time, and then I didn't buy it afterwards because I didn't have room to display it. But now I've just found room for my Jurassic Park figures in my room, so I need I don't know how I'm going to display it. I don't think I'm going to display it with in the package, but I need the lawyer. I need the character.
Yes.
So absolutely. I need that. That was my number 5. Should I just do 4, 3, 2, 1? Should I just go down?
Yep.
Number 4, it's right here. The NECA's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Secret of the Ooze.
That was in my weekly purchase. I forgot to say it.
So cool.
Listen, like, are the figures very similar to the ones they've already released? Yeah, but they're still incredible figures. When I do these, I count the box as part of, the presentation, the big VHS. It even looks like the back scene of the VHS. It's just so good. That was my number 4. Number 3.
By the way, so about this, Kinnick, thank you very much, Kinnick. This was my weekly purchase. I forgot to say it. It is unbelievable. And the faces, like you were saying, they're happier. I was looking at the first ones, and they're all just like kind of mad, like they're fighting. This is more like conducive to like what the movie was. It was just
right,
like,
and then you could pose them like with Michelangelo with the hot dogs or the sausages instead of the nunchucks.
Yep, 100%. Yeah.
My number 3 was this Hasbro Sergeant Slaughter. I just love this. This is in my toy room. He's holding the G.I. Joe figure. So many Sergeant Slaughter figures come with like the guns, and this one does too, but I'm displaying it pointing to his figure.
I've even contemplated getting that, actually.
I think you got to.
Yeah,
you have that. You have that miscellaneous shelf still?
I do not.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
Well, no. Well, I don't know what I have. My whole thing's getting redone. So,
well, it's standing right next to my indie run Brian Myers in my shelf. So.
Oh, nice. Proud of the Prince of Queens company there.
Yeah.
My number 2 was this Hasbro Black Series Boba Fett from the Book of Boba Fett.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, the mask is removable.
Oh my God! I don't want to know what Boba Fett looks like. Why would you do that to me?
Oh, come on! We've known for years, dude.
Kinnick's dad.
We've known for years.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Why did you do that to me, man? Don't want you.
I love this. I love the fact that like Boba Fett, somebody who over time became like, oh, we love Boba Fett. He's this badass cat, and now like they finally brought him back, and he has his own show, and it's great. And number 1 for me, Super 7 Ultimate Mickey Mouse.
Oh, we've talked about it so much on this podcast. It's so great.
And Broski's making some big promises about that coming up soon.
We have a Disney trip, and I have one mint in package that I want to get signed at Disney, and it's my number 1 non-wrestling figure of the year. Maybe I'm a little biased because I love Super 7 and I love Disney, but hey, it's my fucking list.
I love this figure so much and the packaging. Do you remember how much it retailed for?
Or 55 bucks.
55?
55 bucks.
Okay,
I thought it was a basic
pal,
elite.
It is on Amazon right now, Prime, $31.63. I think I'm going to buy 2 more.
How is that possible?
Well, I told Kinnick this, that our Disney trip is not like an autograph signing, like meet and greet, where we're just like going to Mickey with 10 fucking Super 7s.
Well, can I have one?
Well, we need to like do it. I mean,
Yes, but like Kinnick wanted to ship me like multiple Mickeys. Said no, Kinnick, we're not. It's
I
not-
mean
we're not
that's
doing
like that's. I mean, like if you Kinnick and Mark have one,
yes,
that's three.
yeah, that's
like,
totally
yeah.
fine. Yes, we're not doing this to like flip and sell and get for your friends. Like, we're not doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Jeez.
It's weird enough. There's gonna be 10 adult men in matching shirts walking around Disney World. Now we're gonna have boxes of fucking Mickey Mouses.
Oh, we need to order those shirts. Did you?
I think Kinnick did.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right, Mark. Let's hear your list.
Okay. What do we got here? All right, we got Marvel Legends Falcon, which is Falcon. He's as Captain America. Okay, and the build a figure for that set where his wings. So you put the wings on, so he's Falcon and Captain America. It's an unbelievable figure.
Oh, that's cool.
Comes with his flying like machine thing. It is like a huge, cool display piece. It actually comes with a stand, like a flight stand, so he can fly in the air.
Oh, that's badass.
Really awesome figure. And I love how they incorporated that build a figure. It wasn't like a separate figure. It like made one of the figures in the set way better.
Yes.
Number 2, I have that series Boba Fett called Boba Fett Throne Room. Now,
Yeah, that's wait. Is it number 2 or number 4? Which order are you going in?
number 4.
Yeah.
The only thing is technically, and I think it's fine. It says Book of Boba Fett on the box,
Right.
but technically that's his look from Mandalorian, and then the final scene of Mandalorian.
But
'Cause in
Book of
Boba Fett-
he's not wearing this.
In Boba Fett, he's wearing a similar thing, but it's way better.
Oh fuck! Are they giving me another figure?
No, I mean if they make it, if they make it.
I will say this: there's one thing I do like about now. Like you said, this might be the incorrect labeling. I do like that now they label what the movie.
Yes, me too. Yeah.
Back in the day, it's like, well, is it supposed to be from fucking Phantom Menace or Attack of the Clones? You know?
Yeah. Look, Boba Fett was like on when this figure came out, so they,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. It's timing wise, it's fine. Okay, where am I? Number 3. Now I didn't have this on my list, but then you told me sort of last minute that it came out last year. The Ultimate Mickey.
There you go.
You talked about it. I got to put it there. Great figure. Number 2, Marvel Legends Mojo World. It was a 3-pack. It came with the X-Men bad guy Mojo and Longshot.
Gronk and Gordy Gronk.
Yep. It was, yeah, it was great. I talked about it on the podcast. Awesome figure. And number 1, this is kind of cheating. I saw some people in the group sort of arguing that this shouldn't be on the list, but I'm picking the Marvel Legends. It was, you had to back this, the Galactus.
Why doesn't that?
How's
not
that?
count?
How's that cheating?
Well, it's more like some people consider it like a play set. It is a figure.
No,
It's a
he's
gigantic
a man.
Evan
Galactus
figure.
is a character.
It's an individual.
Oh, I put it in my list. It's number 1. It's unbelievable. It's probably one of the coolest toy things that has been ever made. It's so detailed. It's unbelievable. It actually, I love the Sentinel. Sentinel's one of my favorite pieces, but Galactus sort of blows it out of the water. So that's my list. Here's
What
real
the major
quick.
marks do?
Major marks. My honorable mention was the G.I. Joe classified Sergeant Slaughter, by the way.
it's great.
Had it.
Do you have that?
I do, yeah, right. I was just talking about it. It's right next to Brian.
Yeah.
All right, non-wrestling figures 2022, number 5, Hasbro Marvel Legends series Disney Plus Moon Knight. That's a cool figure. We didn't talk about that. Moon Knight was a great show. Number 4, Hasbro Marvel Legends series X-Men Marvel's Cyclops. This is the one that came in the VHS sort of box. It's an awesome
like the Marvel
Cyclops.
figures. I don't know.
I don't even remember. Did you talk about that? I don't remember this at all.
Yeah, I have them all.
Oh.
I have it right here. Hold on.
In the VHS box? Nice DX pants, by the way.
Here it is. So it comes in this sort of VHS
Oh,
tape.
that's sick.
Oh, that's cool.
This is a cool way I think Hasbro is getting around the no plastic,
Yes.
right?
I mean,
so
wait, so
Yeah.
even when you flip that, it's not?
yeah, you can't see it. You can't see the figure at all.
Oh.
It's taped, but this is a X-Men cartoon, Cyclops, and it shoots the eyes. The shadowing is better. So this is what I was talking about. I have the Cyclops that came out 2 years ago, and I also have this. And I was thinking I'm going to build a second shelf with the Sentinel. Why do I need 2? I don't need
Yeah.
2. I got to cut the bad one, put in the new one, call it a day.
Yeah, that's my philosophy. I mean, it's
I
a
hear
pain in the
you.
ass, but it's part of what we do, right?
Yes. But it's the best, I would say the best Cyclops figure.
Is that like did they update like pinless or something like shit like that? Or
Yeah, actually, there were some annoying things with like the boot covers that are better. It's just a better figure.
Good.
Number 3, Hasbro Marvel Legends series, Amazing Spider-Man, Renew Your Vows Spider-Man, and Marvel's Spinneret 2-pack. I don't even know what this is, so I can't even talk about it. Number 2, Hasbro starting lineup NBA Series 1 set of 8 figures.
A whole set?
Well, I guess a lot of people voted for the starting lineup, so
That doesn't fly with me, pal.
well, that's what it says. And number 1, as I had it, the Hasbro Marvel Legends series HasLab Galactus. Number 1.
All right.
Oh.
All right.
Number 1 figure of the year. Well, that was fun. I think a lot of people look forward to that segment every year, so.
Very, very
I will
cool.
honorable mention the starting lineups, which is my new collection of non-wrestling stuff.
You could have made your top 5 whatever.
The 5, good, yeah.
Yeah.
They are spectacular, and I'm very much looking forward to football.